geometry classes. Honors Geometry and College Prep. We're going to take a look at guided practice for lesson 10.5b. We'll learn some new theorems about circles and how they can be used to answer questions about angles. Theorem 10.11 talks about the relationship of an angle that is formed with a tangent line and a chord, and how it relates to its related arc. So taking a look at our circle here, our circle that has points A, B, and C, we can see that this angle 1 here, and this angle 1 is the angle that's formed with the chord and the tangent line. So it's all of this angle here from the chord all the way down to this tangent line. So that angle 1 will measure out at exactly half of the measure of arc AB. So whatever this measurement is on this arc AB, angle 1 will be exactly half of that number of degrees. For the measurement of angle 2, similarly, the angle that is formed by this chord AB and this tangent line, so it's this angle all the way from the tangent line up to the chord, that angle will measure out exactly half of the measurement of its related arc, the intercepted arc here. So BCA, this arc, whatever its measurement is, if you take half of that, you'll have the measurement for angle 2. The other theorem we're going to be working with in today's lesson is Theorem 10.12, and it talks about angles inside circles, relationship to the circle arcs. So for figuring out the measurement of this angle here, formed by these two chords intersecting each other at a point somewhere inside the circle, not necessarily the center of the circle, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out that measurement of angle 1 by taking half of the measurements of the arcs that are intercepted by angle 1. So arc DC and arc AB over here, if you add the measurements of those two arcs together and then find half of that quantity, you'll have the measurement of angle 1. For the measurement of angle 2, we're going to work similarly. We're going to find the measurement of the intercepted arc here, BC, and we're going to add that to this arc AD, and then we will divide that by 2, take half of that quantity, and we'll have the measurement of angle 2. All right, so applying these theorems, we're going to take a look at some guided practice problems and examples. On guided practice 1, we're asked to find the measurement of angle 1 right here. To figure out the measurement of that angle, we're going to calculate half of the arc that is labeled 210 degrees. So measurement of angle 1 then would be 105 degrees, because that is half of 210 degrees. For guided practice 2, we are figuring out the measurement of arc RST. So this arc here, we want to know what its measurement is. And of course, it will be, if we double 98 degrees, we'll actually get the measurement of this arc, because 98 degrees is half of the number of degrees of that arc. So here we are writing the equation to express that relationship. 98 degrees, this angle measurement, is half of the measurement of RST. And then we put the numbers in and work it out. So we are solving this equation by multiplying both sides by 2. 2 over 1 times 98 is equal to 2 times 1/2 times the measurement of arc RST. The 2 and the 1/2 will cancel out and make 1. So 2 times 98 is 196, and that gives us the measurement of arc RST. And whatever we're solving for, we're going to put on that left-hand side, so the measurement of arc RST is 96 degrees. All right, here comes our next guided practice problems. What is the measurement of arc XY? Again, we have the relationship of this angle here that's formed with the chord and the tangent line. That angle is half of the arc that it intercepts, and so 80 degrees will be half of arc XY. So to solve that equation, we're going to multiply both sides by 2. That'll give us 160 equals the measurement of arc XY. So the measurement of arc XY is 160 degrees. Example 2 will give us a look at how we figure out the angle measurements inside of a circle, such as we see in this diagram. We're going to look for what is x degrees. So recall that the theorem that tells us how to work out this angle measurement is that angle will be half of the measurements of the two arcs that we see here on our diagram. So x is equal to 1/2 times 130 degrees, this arc measurement, plus 156 degrees. So this arc that's intercepted and its opposite one added together will give us 286. And then we'll find half of that 286 to find out that x is 143 degrees. Our final guided practice problem today, guided practice 4, will have us do exactly what we did in guided practice 3 once we find the angle the angle measurement that we need inside of the circle. We're asked to figure out this arc measurement here. What is y? Well, we do know the relationship between this angle inside here is equal to 1/2 the measurement of this arc plus the measurement of this arc. But we don't know what x is. We can figure it out easily, though, noticing that we have a linear pair here, so x plus 102 will equal to 180. They are supplementary. So that's going to be our first step. We're going to figure out that this x, and I have added in this variable, this was not given to you in the problem. I'm adding that in so I can figure out the measurement of this needed angle here. That's what I'm doing here. 102 plus x is 180. Subtract 102 on both sides, and x is 78 degrees. And now we're going to proceed like we did in our last problem. So now we know that this angle here, which we now know is 78 degrees, is equal to half of these two arcs, y plus 95. And now we set about solving the equation for y. Multiply both sides by 2, giving you 156 equals y plus 95. Subtract 95 on both sides, and that will give you 61 is equal to y. And so to answer the question, we will state and box up that y is equal to 61. That means this arc measurement up here, arc AB, is actually 61 degrees. All right, that's all for our guided practice problems for this lesson. It's now time for you to begin on the homework portion of lesson 10.5b, and we'll see you next time.